The day my daughter chose her husband over me, I knew I had lost her forever. I still remember that moment as clearly as if it happened yesterday. The room felt smaller, suffocating almost, as if the walls themselves were closing in on me. My daughter, my little girl who once clung to my sari and called me her whole world, stood across from me, her eyes cold, distant, unfamiliar. "Alma, you have to understand, he is my husband now," she said. Her words didn't just hurt me, they cut through me like a knife. For years, it had just been the two of us. I raised her alone after her father passed away when she was only 5. I worked day and night, stitching clothes, cooking for neighbors, doing whatever I could to give her a life I never had. Every sacrifice I made with a smile, because when she smiled, my whole world felt complete. She was not just my daughter, she was my purpose. I still remember the nights when we would sit under the dim yellow light, sharing a single plate of food. She would say, "Alma, one day I'll take care of you. You won't have to struggle anymore." I believed her. Maybe that was my mistake. When she first told me about him, I didn't object. Why would I? Every mother dreams of seeing her daughter happy. She said he was kind, responsible, and that he loved her deeply. I trusted her choice, but something inside me felt uneasy, a quiet whisper I chose to ignore. The first time I met him, his smile didn't reach his eyes. He spoke politely, but there was something calculating in the way he looked around the house, as if he was measuring something. I brushed it aside. "Alma, don't overthink," my daughter laughed. "He's just nervous." So I stayed silent. The wedding was simple, just the way we could afford it. I gave her everything I had saved, every last rupee. Her happiness mattered more than my future, and for a while, everything seemed fine. She called me every day. She visited often. Her laughter filled the house again. I thought I had gained a son, but slowly things began to change. The calls became shorter. "Alma, I'm busy. I'll call later." Later never came. Her visits became rare. Then they stopped altogether. At first, I told myself it was normal. A new marriage comes with responsibilities, adjustments, time. But a mother's heart, it knows when something is wrong. One evening, I decided to visit her. I cooked her favorite meal, dal with extra ghee, just the way she liked it, and packed it carefully. When I reached her house, I hesitated at the door. I don't know why, but something felt different. I knocked. It was him who opened the door. "Oh, you," he said, his voice flat. I forced a smile. "I came to see my daughter." He didn't move aside immediately. That was the first time I felt unwelcome in my own child's life. Finally, he stepped aside. She was sitting on the sofa, scrolling through her phone. When she saw me, she looked surprised, not happy, just surprised. "Alma, you should have called," she said. I laughed nervously. "I thought I would surprise you." But it didn't feel like a good surprise. I placed the food on the table. "I made your favorite." She glanced at it briefly. "You didn't have to." Didn't have to. Those 3 words echoed in my mind long after. We sat in silence for a while. I tried to talk, to ask about her life, her happiness, but every answer was short, distant. And he watched everything, quiet, observing. Then came the first crack. "Alma, you shouldn't come here like this," he said suddenly. I looked at him, confused. "What do you mean?" "This is our home now. You need to respect boundaries." Boundaries. The word felt strange coming from a man who had entered my daughter's life just months ago and was now drawing lines between a mother and her child. Before I could respond, my daughter spoke. "Alma, he's right. You should at least inform us." That moment, something inside me broke. I wasn't angry. I wasn't shouting. I was silent because I realized she wasn't defending me. She was choosing him. I left shortly after that. I didn't want to create a scene. I didn't want to make her uncomfortable. But as I walked back home, carrying the untouched food in my hands, my heart felt heavier than it ever had. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. The distance between us grew wider, colder. Sometimes I would call her just to hear her voice, but even that became difficult. Amma, I'll call later. Amma, I'm busy. Amma, please understand. Understand what? That I was no longer important? That my place in her life had been replaced? Then one day everything changed. I received a call from her. Her voice was trembling. Amma, can you come? My heart raced. What happened? Are you okay? There was silence on the other end. Then she whispered, please just come. For the first time in months, I felt hope. Maybe, just maybe, my daughter needed me again. And I would go, no matter what, because a mother never stops waiting, even when her child walks away. But deep down, I didn't know that this visit would change everything. When I reached her house that day, my hands were trembling, not from fear, but from hope. Hope that maybe my daughter had finally realized my worth. Hope that maybe she missed me the way I missed her every single day. The door was slightly open. I pushed it gently and stepped inside. Hello, I called out softly. There was no answer. The house felt tense, like something had gone terribly wrong. Then I saw her. She was sitting on the floor, her eyes swollen, her face pale. My child! I rushed to her side. What happened? The moment she saw me, she broke down. She held onto me tightly, like she used to when she was little, crying into my shoulder. For a moment, everything felt the same again. Like I hadn't lost her, like she was still mine. Amma, I made a mistake, she whispered. My heart sank. What happened? I asked gently, brushing her hair back. She hesitated. Her hands were shaking. He's not who I thought he was. I didn't say anything. I just listened, because sometimes a mother doesn't need to speak. She just needs to be there. He controls everything, she continued. What I wear, who I talk to, even when I can call you. A sharp pain hit my chest. So that's why she had changed. Not because she didn't love me, but because she wasn't allowed to. Tears rolled down my face, but I wiped them quickly. This was not the time for my pain. Why didn't you tell me? I asked softly. She looked down. Because I chose him over you. I thought you were wrong. I thought you were interfering. Her words hurt, but I didn't let it show. Because in that moment, she wasn't my betrayer. She was my child, lost and broken. I'm here now, I said, holding her hands. That's all that matters. Just then, the door slammed shut. We both froze. He had come back. His footsteps echoed through the house, slow, heavy, threatening. What is she doing here? He asked, his voice cold. My daughter tightened her grip on my hand. I called her, she said, her voice shaking. His eyes turned toward me, filled with anger. I told you before, this is our house. She has no place here. Something inside me changed in that moment. For months, I had stayed silent. I had stepped back. I had respected boundaries that were never meant to exist. But not anymore. I am her mother, I said firmly, and I will go wherever my daughter needs me. He laughed a cruel, mocking laugh. She chose me, he said. Remember that. I looked at my daughter. Her eyes were filled with fear, but also something else. Regret. And then, she did something I never expected. She stood up, slowly but firmly. No, she said. The room went silent. He stared at her in disbelief. What did you say? She took a deep breath. I said no, she repeated. I chose you once, and I lost myself. I won't lose my mother too. Tears filled my eyes. For the first time in a long time, I saw my daughter again. Not the distant, controlled woman she had become, but the strong, brave girl I had raised. His face darkened with anger. You think you can just walk away, he snapped. She didn't respond. Instead, she walked over to me and held my hand. Amma, let's go. Those 3 words, they healed something inside me that I thought was broken forever. We left that house together, not as 2 people separated by pain, but as a mother and daughter finding their way back to each other. The journey wasn't easy after that. There were days filled with guilt, days when she cried, blaming herself for everything. I hurt you so much, she would say, and every time I would hold her and say the same thing. You came back, because that's what mattered. Not the mistakes, not the pain, but the fact that she found her way home. Today, she lives with me again. We sit together in the evenings, just like we used to, sharing stories, laughter, and sometimes silence. But it's a peaceful silence, a healing silence. Do I still remember the day she chose him over me? Yes, that pain will never completely disappear. But I also remember the day she chose me again, and that is the memory I hold on to. Because love, real love, doesn't end with betrayal. It waits, it forgives, and sometimes, if you're lucky, it finds its way back home.